What is going on? Welcome to this week's episode of the Second Order Strength Podcast. I hope wherever you are, you're doing well. As always, grateful you're spending your valuable seconds with me. I just think that, look, I believe that seconds are the most important unit of measurement, unit of time we have, and the way you spend them can truly change your life. And I believe that finding your 1 second of strength to overcome the things that you're facing is the quickest way. So today we're going to talk, though, a little bit about gratitude. I'm going to talk about 3 things that I think are really important as I think about gratitude and reframing your life, reframing where you're at. So what I think happens a lot of times is that we get in a spot where life gets a little bit tough, right? There's a lot of things coming our way all the time. And I think that if we can reframe our mindset towards gratitude, it is one of the key ways that you can brighten every aspect of your life. And it's not that hard to do. I think it takes practice. I think it takes energy and effort. But here's what happens. I know that scientifically, too many times we think negative thoughts. Negativity it's easier to think. We think about 60,000 thoughts every single day, and a good portion of them are negative. The question is, why and what can we do about it? And what I know is that the brain is malleable. So we can change our brains, we can change our thought process, we can change what we're doing on any given day to be more focused on gratitude, more focused on positivity throughout. And so what happens is we can't always control what we think. Like, thoughts come into our mind, and sure, we can gravitate towards more positive, more negativity, and somewhere there's that line where we can impact it to be further to the right or further to the left, but we want to be further to the positive, to the right. But what happens is we can't always impact what comes into our mind. However, we do get to impact the next thing that comes to our mind, and then the actions that we take from it. That's what I hope that we take away from today's episode. So the first thing, there's 3 key things that I want you to start implementing into your life so that you can be happier, have more gratitude, focus on positivity. And the very first thing is I want you to plan for it. So what this means is, and what I do is, before bed, I want you to plan the next day that you are going to be grateful for things. I just want you to just, if you pray before bed, if you don't, if you just want to think for a minute, stop scrolling on your phone, stop watching TV for just a minute. And I just want you to think the thoughts and maybe say the words, but I am going to be grateful tomorrow. Because here's what happens. 1, you're going to go to bed with the thought that you're going to be grateful. And 2, when you wake up and you go throughout your day, you've already cued in what's your plan. I think half of life is just planning what we want to do. If we don't have a plan, then where are we going, right? We're floating around. So this is about planning for the next day. And so what happens is, when you do that, when you focus on it, when you plan for it, you are actually activating your reticular activating system, the actual part of your brain that is thinking subconsciously, and it's going to start thinking subconsciously towards gratitude. The RAS system. So if you think about it, if you've ever wanted a new car, right? Maybe you're a Tesla person, or my kids love Teslas. I don't know why I don't like them, but like, I used to love 4Runners when I was growing up. I wanted a 4Runner so bad. I still don't have one. I've never had one, but I wanted one so bad. But you've seen this before, is when you start thinking or seeing a car that you want so bad, then you start seeing that car everywhere, right? All of a sudden, it's like a 4Runner on every corner, a Tesla on every corner, a new Bronco, whatever it is, right? You start seeing them everywhere. And that's because you have cued your brain, cued your mind to subconsciously identify where those cars are. And the very same thing can happen for you when it comes to gratitude. So if you plan for it the night before, then you will start thinking about gratitude the next day, and your brain will start subconsciously searching for things to be grateful for, even though there's times where we're not grateful for things, right? So you will start thinking about it in that way. So it's a huge way that you can become more positive, become more grateful in your life. The very first thing, start planning for it. Second thing, we went to bed planning. We're going to wake up, action, right? We're going to wake up with literally writing down 3 things that you are grateful for. You can text them to yourself. I have a text thread with myself. I text myself quotes. I text myself thoughts. I text myself gratitude, all these things. I want you to literally write down and verbalize what you are grateful for in that day. Because what happens is, when we put that into action and we start our day in that way, then we are starting ourselves in a positive light for a positive mindset. And I know that we're not always, excited to have to wake up, get out of the comfort of our bed and start moving about our day. We don't love that we have to, I don't know. We just, maybe you go to work, you go to school, like there's so many things that we just don't love and we're not really grateful for, right? But the key is that we want to write down things that we are grateful for. And so whatever that is, it might be for the sunlight. It might be that you have a warm bed. It might be that you get to, maybe there's something exciting that day going on that you get to do that you have relationships, you get to see a friend, you get to do all these things. What are the things that you get to do that you can now be grateful for? Because when you now write it down and you put it in verbalized action, now you are creating a space in your brain, a space in your life, and you are rewiring your brain to think and act in gratitude. There's nothing more powerful than that. So that's number 2. Number 1, plan for it. Number 2, wake up with action, and we're gonna wake up and write down those things that we're grateful for. The third thing is, I want you to follow your negative thoughts with buts. What I mean is, and I mentioned a few minutes ago, we can't always impact that first thought that comes into our mind. Maybe something happens to us or work or school or whatever, right? And it's like, I got to go to school. Okay, but I'm grateful I get to see my friends. Man, I have to go to work today, but I'm grateful that I have a job. But I'm grateful that I could feed my family. Oh, I have to, drive 30 minutes to get to someone's house, but I'm grateful I have a little bit of time in the car where I can have peace or listen to music or listen to an amazing podcast like this one. Just kidding. But I hope you are listening. But this is how we rewire our brain. This is how we take those first initial negative thoughts and we change them into positive outcomes that we can be grateful for. And over time, what's going to happen is, this is like a pendulum. Over time, you're going to start having less negative thoughts and you're going to have more positive gratitude thoughts. And that is how you change your life. Your countenance will change, your outlooks will change. Nearly every aspect of your life will change, because we're going to stop focusing and dwelling on the negative. And if we have something negative happen or come into our mind, we are immediately going to shift it into the light, into the positive. Awareness is one of the greatest things you can possibly have in your life. And just being aware of your thoughts, recognizing when they're maybe leaning a little bit negative and shifting them with the word but into a positive is how you're going to impact and start to change the trajectory of your mindset into a happier, more grateful state. And when you do that, life is going to look better. You're going to be more optimistic. The world, you're going to recognize the sunshine through the clouds, right? Even on the darkest day where it's gloomy outside, the sun is still shining there. There's still something to be grateful for. There's still something that we can find positivity in our lives. And that's what I hope that you do. So that's what I have for you today. 3 simple things when it comes to gratitude, when it comes to changing your life. Number 1, plan for it. Activate your brain to subconsciously look for the things that are bright and happy and that you're grateful for in your life. Number 2, wake up with it. Wake up and start your day on a positive gratitude footing so that it will impact the rest of your day. And number 3, it's the shift, right? It's shifting from the negative natural thoughts that sometimes we have with the word but into the positive. And those 3 things are going to set you up for success throughout your day so that you can be happier, be more optimistic. So I hope this helps you. If it did, please share it, and go leave a review. It helps me actually a ton if you just go leave a 5-star. Hopefully you like it enough to leave a 5-star review. But if you leave a review for the show, then what it's going to do is it's going to start sharing this show with more people. The algorithm, that no one knows how it works, but it's going to start sharing the show with more people, and we can help more people. And that's what I just want to do, help more people. Like I hope this is helping you. So I'll leave you the way I always leave you. And before I do that, I just want you to know how grateful I am for you. And I leave you the way I always do. Go find your 1 second of strength and be happy.